Well, happy Columbus Day, everybody, and welcome to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. Doggy Daddy and Susie Q are here now. They're the only two here. Susie Q was the only girl here this morning, all day, until just a few minutes ago when Doggy Daddy showed up. Now, where they're disappearing to, I haven't got a clue, but Patches and DOG are still missing. They'll probably show up either sometime later this evening or before breakfast tomorrow, and they'll be hungry. So they're traveling a long distance wherever they're going. Anywho, I hope the wind's not bothering you too badly. I had to come out here today and do some work. Let me clear my throat, please. That's better. So anyway, I saw my batteries were getting way down low yesterday. And they're 12.8, 12.9 right now. But yesterday they were down to, just as the sun set, they dropped quickly down to, I think it was 11.5 is what I saw. And I think they got lower than that overnight, but it was not a good thing to see. And it was worrying me a bit, because that's usually a sign of a bad battery. A battery gone bad in the battery bank. So I came out and I got my hydrometer out. And this is a really good brand right here. The you'll see the style on it. They're about 10 bucks. But on this one, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't suck the water up. And you see right here at the bottom of the bulb, there was a crack all the way through there. It was dry cracked from the heat and dryness. So I got out my trusty hot glue gun. And that's what I'm going to tell you, people. Make sure, if you're moving off grid, make sure you come out with a very good quality hot glue gun. And bring yourself a couple of bags of hot glue sticks. And I don't mean those little 4 or 5, 6 inch little sticks. Go for those 12-inch ones. And if they're a yellowish color, that's even better. That's professional. The ones that are clear or white are just for little tasks and hobbies and things like that. But if you get that yellow colored one, that's definitely a good one to have. And you will use your hot glue gun more than you've ever expected using one in your life when you're off grid. So add that to your list of I need things for your off grid list if you're going to be moving off grid. Hot glue gun and 12-inch yellow glue sticks. So anyway, I got that repaired, and I went through all of the batteries one at a time, took all the covers off, and I checked the specific gravity of each, and they were all good. I go, what the heck is that all about? Well, when I look down here, can anybody see what it was? Yeah, that one cable right there was bad. It was really bad. The corrosion had gotten to the end of it. So it cut the sequence between the battery banks. So I didn't have a complete battery bank. And of course that just draws the batteries down. So this one was looking a little on the bad side too. So I just replaced it with a new one. That's the leftover piece of cable I have. So on this one, I can cut the ends off of it, and I will put 2 new ends on there and then hang it on the shelf, and it'll be ready to be replaced if I need to replace another one. So as you can see, my batteries are back up and doing pretty good here, and I'm in float right here, so that's a good thing. Of course, this one is still in MPPT and charging. That's because, of course, the sun is still out, the solar panels are still in the sun, and we're still picking up power. So, good thing. Let's hope they hold tonight. If not, I'll come out, because that one cable down there, which runs from the lower batteries up here to the second level, I noticed that the end connector was a little weak on that one. So I cleaned it off a little bit, and I got it all ready for tomorrow. What I'll do is I have a heavy duty jumper cables for automotive, and what I do is I'll clip it onto that battery right there where that end of that one piece goes, and then I'll clip it onto this battery up here, and that will replace the wire, temporarily wire jumper. It'll be a jumper, so I can take that nut off, disconnect that battery. I'll clean the post completely. I'll resolder a new connection, new connector on there, an end connector. I've got some right here, and put that back together again. And I also checked all the others, and they all seem to be all okay, except for it was that one. No, I'm sorry, it was this side. Nope, I'm right, it was that side, because I noticed that this was the side that the inverter connects to. That's the last battery in the bank, and I had to shut the whole homestead down, cut all the power to the homestead, so I could disconnect my inverter without blowing anything up. But it's all back in connection right now and running, and all my clocks are reset, so that part is done. Anyway, I had another question, and that question was adding multiple charge controllers to your battery bank. They were wondering, how's that done? Well, it's very quite simple. The only thing you have to remember is that the better ones, like the Midnight Classic and the Rover, have a way of setting them up so that every 28 days or so they do a equalization of your battery bank. And that means that they put in high voltage to your battery banks and get them all boiling to kick the sediment out from the bottom of the batteries and churn it up. If you're going to add more than one controller, you only need one of the controllers to do equalization. Don't have two of them doing that. Now these cheaper ones up here, the PWMs, those are just from Harbor Freight, and all those are controlling are 100 watts each of Harbor Freight solar panels, and they connect to my battery bank too. How did I do that? Well, I brought them into bus bars right here that says batteries, so that where the battery connections come out, they go into the negatives and the positives of the bus bars, and then I can run off of those. I've got two of them running in here. I run off of those and go down to the batteries, and it's always best, if you can, to stretch out your controllers over the length of the whole battery bank. Don't just randomly choose a positive and negative and hook it up. So you see down here, this is the last battery in the battery bank, and there's the positive cable that runs through and goes up to my Midnight. Okay, so on the positive on this side, and then the negative runs up to the first battery in the battery bank, and so forth and so on. So that's the way you want to do this. is try to separate them. Now, if you're going to add extras in, like this one here, okay, that's just an extra that I added, and I put it right in the center of the battery bank. And don't worry that they're all smaller strings or arrays of solar panels, because that doesn't matter. The batteries don't know who's feeding them. They got their eyes closed when the spoonful of soup comes to their mouth. Don't worry about that. You can add as many as you want to your battery bank. Just try to space them out across the battery banks. All right. Well, that's about it, everybody. Just wanted to cover that and let you know what I've been doing. And this did take me almost 4 hours to do all of this, because like I said, I had to shut everything down in order to make this work. We'll see how the batteries do tonight, and I'll come out tomorrow and start again. I have to shut everything down, and I'll get the one of the cable that has a weak connector on it changed over, and I'll be all set up from there. Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is G-Bear reminding you, thumbs ups, share, subscribe, especially subscribe if you're new to the channel. There's a lot going on around here, and there's always something interesting, so new subscribers are very, very welcome. And I try to get back to everybody, so add your comments, questions, whatever down below. I try to respond as quickly as possible. This is G-Bear signing off.